Namaste students. Next our chapter is government budget and the economy. Government is doing the work for the welfare of the society. For the welfare of the society, government required some infrastructure for welfare. For this infrastructure, government spent some money on infrastructure. Whenever the government spent the money, government required some amount for this expenditure. So, government makes a budget. Budget is a document in which policy in the programs of the action of a given time period is given. Budget is a document. Budget is a statement in which all the expenditures, estimated expenditures and revenue of the government during the year is estimated is given. Government budget is an annual statement showing the item-wise estimate of receipts and expenditures during a fiscal year. The receipts and expenditure shown in the budget are not the actual figure, but it is a estimated figure. Now, some important points related to the government budget. Budget is prepared by all the governments. It is prepared by the central government, it is prepared by the state government, it is prepared by the local government. It is required to approve by the parliament before it can be implemented. So, some objectives of the government budget. First, objectives of government budget. First is allocation of resources. Reallocation of resources. Reallocation of resources. Now, what is the meaning of reallocation of resources? The government aims to reallocate the resources according with the economic and social priority of the country. Government can influence allocation of the resources. First is tax concession or subsidy. To encourage investment, government can give tax concession and subsidy to the producer. For example, government discourages the production of harmful consumptions through heavy tax and encourage the use of khadi products by subsidies. Reallocation of resources means how the government use their resources. Here we are talking about the tax in the subsidy. Government encourages, if government wants to encourage to buy the commodity, government gives the subsidy on that commodity. If government wants people less use of that commodity, then government impose more of tax on that commodity. The second is directly producing goods and services. If private sector is not interested to produce the goods, then government directly produce the goods. So government, because government is not doing the work for the profit purpose, government is doing the work for the social welfare. The second is reducing inequality in income, reducing inequality in income and wealth. How government reduce inequality in income and wealth? Economic inequality is an important part of every economic system. Government aim to reduce the inequality of income and wealth using the budgetary policy. Government aims to influence distribution of income by imposing tax on rich and spending more on the welfare of the people. How government reduce the inequality of the income and wealth? You know, in India there is inequality between the rich and poor peoples. So how government reduces this inequality? Government impose more of tax on the rich peoples and government provide the subsidies to the poor peoples. Then this inequality can be reduced. Third is economic stability. Economic stability. You know, in economy, there is so much fluctuation in the economy. Sometimes it is up, sometimes it is down. So, there is no stability in the economy. For the stability of economy, government budget is used to prevent business fluctuation of inflation and deflation to achieve the objective of economic stability. The government aim to control the different phases of business fluctuation through its budgetary policy. Policy of surplus budget during the inflation and deficit budget during the deflation help to maintain stability of price in the economy. So how the economy will be stable? Next is management of public enterprise. Management of public enterprise. Management of public enterprise. Government budget is used. There is a large number of public sector in the economy which are established and managed for the social welfare. Budget is prepared with the objective of making various provisions for managing such enterprise and providing them financial help. Management of public enterprise means some enterprise was started by the government. So, government is managed that enterprise because government is doing the work for the social welfare. Next objective of the government budget is economic growth. Economic growth. What is the meaning of economic growth? The growth rate of a country depend on the saving and the investment. For the purpose of budgetary policy, aim to mobilize sufficient resources for investment in the public sector. The government makes various provisions in the budget to raise overall rate of saving and investment in the economy. This economic growth can be achieving using the saving and investment. What is the meaning of economic growth? Economic growth will depend on the saving and investment. Government takes a step how the saving is increased in the economy so that investment can be increased, then it will be done by the government. Next point is reducing regional disparities. What is the meaning of regional disparities? Regional disparities means difference between different regions. The government budget aims to reduce regional disparities through the taxation and the expenditure policy for encouraging setting up of production unit in economically backward regions. Reducing regional disparity means how government can reduce the regional disparity. Some areas are backward which areas is backward, government provide the economic facility of that region so that the disparity between the different regions can be reduced. So these are some objectives of the government, how government achieve these objectives. For these objectives, government makes a budget. The first objective is reallocation of resources. Reallocation of resources means government provide the tax in the subsidy. Government give the tax to the tax of the rich peoples and subsidy to the poor peoples. And same as reducing inequality of income and wealth. How the government reduce the inequality. Government impose the tax on the rich peoples and give the subsidies to the poor people so that inequality can be reduced. Economic stability. Government makes a surplus budget in case of inflation and government makes a deficit budget in case of deflation. Management of public sector. Some enterprises are established by the government. So government manage all this public sector for the social welfare. Economic growth can be achieving using the saving and investment, and government decide how the saving in the economy and how this money can be invested in the economy. And last is reducing regional disparity. Regional disparity means which is a backward area, government provide the economic help of that areas so that this difference, this equality can be removed easily. So these are the main objectives of the budget. Now, which are the components of the budget? The component of the budget is revenue budget and the capital budget. Components of budget. First is revenue budget and second is capital budget. There are two components of budget. One is revenue budget and second is a capital budget. What is the meaning of revenue budget? Revenue budget means it deals with the revenue aspects of the government. It explains how revenue is generated or collected by the government and how it is allocated on different expenditure heads. And capital budget, it deals with the capital aspects of the government budget. It consists of capital expenditure and capital receipts. Capital expenditure and capital receipts. How the government collect the revenue and where government spend this money, that is come in revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. Some expenditure related to capital expenditure and capital receipts come in the capital budget. So first of all we will discuss the revenue, receipts and the revenue receipts and revenue expenditure. What is the meaning of revenue receipts? Revenue receipts refers to those receipts which neither creates the liabilities nor create any reduction in the assets of the government. Neither creates any liability and no reduction in the assets of the government. So whenever we receive this amount, the government doesn't create the liability for the government. It doesn't create the liability for the government and not reduction in the assets of the government, that is called revenue receipts. These are regular and recurring in nature and the government receive in the normally how the government receive the revenue receipts. So here is 2 points are important for the revenue receipts. The first point is, whenever government get this money, no liability is created for government. Second is, no reduction in the assets of the government. If these conditions are fulfilled, that is called the revenue receipts. First is, suppose tax lagged by the government. Tax lagged by the government, that is revenue receipts, because it not create the liability for the government. So this is a revenue receipts of the government. Receipt must not cause a reduction of the assets of the government. For example, receipt from sale of public enterprise is not a revenue receipts. Sale of public enterprise, because it is a reduction in the assets of the government. If there is a reduction in the assets of the government, then this is not considered as the revenue receipts. So in case of revenue receipts, two things are important. How you can judge it's a revenue receipts? If no liabilities created for the government, that is called the revenue receipts. If no reduction in the assets of the government, that is called the revenue receipts. So mainly two sources of the government of revenue receipts. Two sources of the government of revenue receipts. Which two sources we are talking here? One is a tax receipts and second is a non-tax receipts. Tax receipts and the non-tax receipts. First, we are talking tax receipts. Tax receipts refers to sum total of receipts from tax and other duties imposed by the government. Tax is a compulsory payment made by the people and the companies to the government without reference of any direct benefit in the return. It means tax is a compulsory payment, no one can refuse to pay it, and tax receipts are spent by the government for common benefit of the peoples in the country. A taxpayer cannot expect that tax amount will be used for the direct